Hello and welcome to the second edition of the Cardiff City audio Descriptive Matchday programme as the Bluebirds face Rotherham United. This week we'll be looking at Brian Murphy's message, a match report from our previous game against Swindon Town and a look at our opposition for today's match, Rotherham United. Firstly, we'll go to Brian Murphy's message. Hello everyone and welcome back to our home, where we'll be aiming to deliver a performance that gives us the best chance of securing another win. We know we must keep working hard to improve. The standards we set for ourselves demand more, and we're focused on raising the level of our play every time we step onto the pitch. We're very pleased to have progressed to the next round of the Carabao Cup, where we'll be at home again, this time facing Cheltenham Town. I was really happy with the way the players performed against Swindon Town. It showed how seriously we were approaching the competition and how committed the squad is to pushing forward on all fronts. I also want to highlight the reaction from our supporters after Swindon's goal. At the moment in the game, we felt we should have been further ahead and conceding could have knocked our momentum, but instead, the energy from the stands went up a level. That response from you is exactly what the players needed. It helped lift them again and drove us towards the win. We've spoken before about the values we want this team to stand for: spirit, unity and determination, especially when faced with setbacks. That reaction, from both players and fans, is the kind of identity we want to build as we keep growing collectively. I'd also like to offer a warm welcome to Matt Hamshaw and everyone at Rotherham United. They're a very good side with a lot of experience and quality throughout their squad. It's another strong challenge for our young side and another opportunity to test ourselves against a team that's been there and done it. We hope they enjoy the visit and wish them a safe journey home. Thank you Bluebirds, as always, for your incredible support. Let's keep pushing forward together. Now we'll move on to our match report, looking back at our performance against Swindon Town in the Carabao Cup. Cardiff City advanced to the next round of the Carabao Cup after defeating Swindon Town 2-1. After a couple of strikes from range missed the target, the Bluebirds took the lead in the 21st minute. Isaac Davis's corner was initially met by the head of Joel Bagan, who was denied by Connor Ripley, but Kian Ashford was on hand to turn in the rebound. Ian Holloway's team almost had an instant response, but Princeville Ehib Hationhan missed the target after creating space for his shot. At the other end, Ashford would hit the post in stoppage time, but Ruben Colwell would go one better as he scored another stunning free kick to extend City's lead heading into half-time. However, Ehib Hationhan made up for his error 10 minutes into the second half as he slotted home to reduce the deficit. Plenty of opportunities fell City's way throughout the second half. David Turnbull's strike was tipped round the post and Callum Chambers saw a header cleared off the line, but it did not matter in the end as the Bluebirds marched on in the Carabao Cup. Brian Murphy commented, "This competition creates so many brilliant occasions, but to get to those occasions you need to get through the rounds, so the win tonight was really important for us and we treated the game really seriously. I thought that there was respect in the performance. I was really happy." Now we move on to the last segment of this edition of the Cardiff City Audio Descriptive Matchday programme as we introduce our opponents for today's fixture, Rotherham United. Rotherham made the trip south to our nation's capital this afternoon, following a dramatic penalty shootout win over Salford City in Tuesday's Carabao Cup encounter. Officially, it means one win, one loss and a draw to start the season for the Millers under the leadership of rookie manager Matt Hamshaw. The 43-year-old had impressed whilst previously working under Paul Warne at the New York Stadium and was handed both the chance to return to the club and the reins themselves back in March, following the sacking of Steve Evans. That dismissal has led to a busy summer off the pitch also, as the club have looked to freshen up a squad hastily built by Evans in his own image, following the Championship relegation the season before. 10 new faces have arrived to attempt to breathe new life into proceedings, with 7 departures. The age profiles of those incomings are particularly insightful. 4 are aged 21 or under, whilst none of the 10 are over the age of 25. That's in stark contrast to the summer of 2024, where Rotherham made 11 permanent signings, of which 5 were already in their 30s. City head into today's game protecting an 8-game unbeaten streak at home to the Millers, dating back to 2003. Keon Atete, now Rotherham loanee, and Perry Ng were both on target in the last CCS meeting in September 2023, whilst the last time the Bluebirds tasted defeat on home soil was 27 years ago. Lee Glover set us a tight encounter at Ninian Park, with the only goal of the game in the visitors' favour. In fact, City have lost just one of the last 9 meetings between the two clubs. The balmy season finale to the 2023-24 campaign that saw Errol Bullett's men swept aside 5-2 with former Bluebird Jordan Hugel on the scoresheet with a brace. Free-scoring football is not uncommon in this fixture, a team that has netted 5 goals on 3 occasions in the past 31 years. A Kenneth Hall double helped City to a 5-0 win on home soil back in February 2017, whilst an Imre Varadi hat-trick did the same for a 5-2 United win at Millmoor back in the first fixture of 1994. April 8th to be precise, and a 1-1 draw at Ninian Park with Colin Griffith, City's scorer on the day. Know your opponent. Rotherham United. Goalkeepers. Cameron Dawson was the Millers' hero in the midweek Carabao Cup win over Salford City, saving a pair of penalties in the shootout that followed 90 goalless minutes. The former Sheffield Wednesday man is in his second season with the club following a 10-year stint at the Owls that also took in 5 loan spells at the National and League Two levels. Defensive unit. Manager Matt Hamshaw changed things up on Tuesday night, switching to a back four, having played with a 3-5-man back line for their first 2 league matches. Reverting back to this type, we'll likely see Joe Rafferty and Zach Jules operate on the right and the left of the trio, the latter having been recalled Tuesday after being sent off versus Port Vale on the opening day of the season. That leaves a choice between summer signing Lenny Ragbear and Sean Raggett for the middle role, and perhaps the edge lays with the ex-Celtic man having started all 3 games so far. Despite a raft of injuries in the rest of the squad, Rotherham are well stocked in the wing areas. Ajani Martha was recruited from Belgian side Beerschot in the off-season to compete with Reece James on the left flank, and a pair of summer signings in ex-Herenveen man Denzel Hall and young Wolves pickup Marvin Coletta are the options on the right. Engine room. Drew Yearwood made his first Millers start in midweek, deputising for Liam Kelly. However, that decision could well be reversed this afternoon, with the veteran Scot likely just resting for the cup match. Former Barnsley man Josh Benson was injured on debut against Port Vale, and his ankle complaint will see either Man United loanee Daniel Gore or Sean McWilliams continue in his place. Cian Spence was signed from Barrow earlier this summer to operate as the most advanced midfielder in the unit, but hamstring injuries continuing to delay his involvement. Ex-Burton playmaker Joe Powell looks best suited to continue to fill that need. Forward line. With Kiona Tete injured and ineligible to face his parent club today, one-time Bluebird loanee Jordan Hugel would be the man to lead the line this afternoon. A valuable mid-season capture for City back in 2021-22, Hugel netted 4 times in the 4 wins during the latter half of the campaign. However, the 33-year-old has found it tougher of late. He's not netted a league goal since last October. Sam Nombe struck twice in the opening day win over Port Vale to earn all 3 points for the home side, but he limped off during last weekend's loss to Stevenage, joining fellow forward Joshua Coyote on the injury list. Therefore, youngster Kieran Magukin will likely continue to deputise. That's all we have for this week in this edition of Cardiff City's audio descriptive matchday programme. All we can do now is wish Cardiff City luck against their clash against Rotherham United. Come on, Bluebirds!